Are you looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select two or more players, pick more or less on their projections for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/bluewire and use code BLUEWIRE. That's code BLUEWIRE at prizepicks.com/bluewire for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Cars.com. With over 2 million vehicles and 50,000 more added every day, Cars.com will match you with the perfect car for you, your budget, your life, your style. And if you're ready to say goodbye to your current car, Cars.com will get you an instant offer to cash it in. Just start by entering your license plate and get matched with a local dealer who will write you the check. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, just go to Cars.com. It's magical.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to Moneyball Minute. My name is Kirk Henderson. I'm editor-in-chief of MavsMoneyball.com. You are joining me on Monday morning, November 7th. Thank you for choosing to spend part of your day with me. As you may and hopefully do know, the Dallas Mavericks play the Brooklyn Nets tonight. It is one of 15 games tipping off tonight. The NBA is taking off tomorrow to encourage everybody to get out and vote. And today they're having all 30 teams play, which means 15 different games. Somehow the Mavericks got shafted and stuck with a really ridiculous 8:45 p.m. local tip time because they want games to go every 15 minutes. Someone tried to explain this to me today and basically made the argument that the NBA doesn't want a 2 or 4 teams to start at the same time or end at the same time, which makes little to no sense to me because most NBA fans aren't flipping between 15 instances of League Pass. Rather, they're watching the team that they want to watch. But what do I know? I'm not in charge of NBA marketing because if I was, maybe some of it would make sense and would focus on some of the best players in the game and not LeBron James. Hey, who knew? Okay, so the first few things that I want to draw your attention to are a piece over at MavsMoneyball.com. So last week, Friday afternoon, on a podcast, Kevin Durant listed his 5 top power forwards. On that list did not include Dallas Mavericks power forward Dirk Nowitzki. Our guy Matthew Phillips has a pretty thorough breakdown of why that's ridiculous. It's really absolutely worth your time. It's one of the funnier things that I think we've had on our site. Matt puts a lot of thought into this. I really enjoyed it. And just so we're all clear, Kevin Garnett sucks. Dirk is better. Dirk gave him the business. Garnett couldn't win a championship without pairing up with other superstars. The next piece that I want to draw your attention to was something that I wrote, which feels a little weird, but it was after the last Dallas Mavericks game. As you hopefully know by now, Luka Doncic has started the season with 8 straight 30-point games. He now holds the NBA record for 30-point games to start a season with Wilt Chamberlain, who did it twice, once in 1959-60 and then once in 62-63. Now, here's the interesting thing about that 62-63 season. He actually did it 23 times. So we're probably done talking about that particular record unless Luka makes it like 15, 16 games and somehow becomes like a threat to Chamberlain's record. It's one of these sort of slightly arbitrary point in a season that's really fun to reference, that we wrote about right up until it stopped being a thing. Because if Luka makes it, let's just say 19 straight games with 30 points, the Mavericks are going to be one of the best teams in the league. That's sort of my opinion on it. The next piece I want to draw your attention to, and again, all of these pieces are in the show notes. You should take your time and click through and go read all these pieces. I would really appreciate it. Brent Brooks wrote why Luka Doncic is what he refers to as an apex predator entering his prime. It's a thorough breakdown of sort of where Luka stands, the moves he's using. I really enjoyed it because, writing about Luka right now is a lot of fun. The next thing that I really enjoyed was a tweet video from Eric Shapiro, who is the scout for SIS Hoops, and he showed in video form how Luka Doncic just destroys the Toronto Raptors. Luka Doncic broke 11 different coverages against Toronto Raptors. It's the different looks that the Raptors threw at Luka in video form, what they were, what they're called, and then how Luka basically makes their attempts at guarding him futile. It is a whole lot of fun. Okay, so you'll notice that we're only about 4 minutes into the show here. Our guy Brian Zillum, who lives just north of Austin, actually went to the Texas Legends home opener, away opener down there, playing against the Austin Toros. They had a back-to-back on Friday and Saturday. I want to say that the Toros and Legends split that series. While down there, Brian had time to speak with Legends head coach and, got about 8 minutes worth of audio, which I'm going to tack on to the end of this podcast here. Brian did his best to sort of edit out elements of pauses and conversation and things like that. So if the audio is a little bit choppy, that is why. Thanks for listening to the show, and we will talk with you guys a little later tonight when Josh and I come back for Mavs Moneyball After Dark, and with hopefully an episode of Mavs Party after they play the Nets. Everybody have a great Monday.
This is advertiser content brought to you by Frito-Lay.
Hello, I'm Chip Murphy, here to get you ready for the big tournament. Tonight we'll break down who will be cutting. Cut! What are you two doing?
Sorry, Chip. Prez here got his feathers ruffled when I told him Ruffles has zero chance of winning the title.
And I was letting Dip know that she is not taking into account Ruffles' iconic ridges.
Guys, it's March. We have to start talking about the tournament.
We are. It is the 2023 Frito-Lay Snack It.
We're talking about big-time matchups between Cheetos, Smart Food, Lay's, Sun Chips, and more.
Just head to the Frito-Lay Snack Bracket and vote for your favorite chip, pretzel, or dip for a chance to win up to $1,000 or a year's worth of snacks.
This sounds great. Keep up the good work.
Just go to fritolaysnackit.sbnation.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends 4/3/2023. Void where prohibited. Year's worth of snacks awarded in the form of 52 coupons, each good for one bag of chips. See official rules at fritolaysnackit.sbnation.com.
We got Coach George with us today. Coach, how are you?
Doing great.
All right, first off, great win last night. Opening win for the Texas Legends team. It was a little rough first half, but once the second half came around, I think the first lead the team had was the end of the third quarter. Is that right?
Might have been.
Yeah. So, yeah. Was there any primary adjustments that you made towards the game?
Yeah, I think, defensively, giving up 60 points in the first half is not ideal. So
Right.
there were some things defensively that we needed to address. So when we got into halftime, we got the opinion of the players, kind of what they thought, what they were feeling out there. And we gave them the coaches' opinions about what has happened. It was a good collaboration. Everybody just decided that we needed to come together, specifically the guys on the court, and tighten up some schemes and things defensively that we weren't doing that we're supposed to. And when we get stops, that's what activates our offense. So I think we're able to get some stops, get out front, and it just kind of trickled out.
Did you do anything specifically to adjust for their size?
Yeah, it's tough. At the end of the day, you can't just grow 6 inches by halftime,
Right?
clean up the boards. But I think at the end of the day, we realized we need to be a little bit more physical. Players felt that. They knew that. They agreed. And there was definitely more one-on-one physicality, and also getting more bodies in the pace to help out with other guys boxing out the pin. So it was a collective effort. Rebounding for us is going to be a 5-man effort every single. And our guys, the good thing about that is that they're committed to it. They know it. They want to do it. They got it done last night.
What did you think of Wright's overall toughness last night?
His ability to get to the paint, he's one of the best that I've ever seen. The pace with which he plays, his IQ playing out of the pick and roll. He's dangerous once he gets in that paint, either for the score, dump up to a big, or finding shooters on the 3-point line. So we go as he goes. He pushes our pace. He's the engine. So yeah, he was great last night.
Do you see any similarities with him and, say, Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, I mean, both of them are great with the ball in their hands. They like to play with pace. They're able to get to the paint. You know, for being quote unquote smaller guards, they have the scoring ability even against bigger players. So I guess they do draw some similarities. Really like McKinley's ability to get others involved, understand how to play out of the pick and roll. And it was very impressive last night. That's why he's a two-way for us. Really like him.
He definitely doesn't have the basketball hip like Brunson, but he's definitely as thick because he's been working out.
Yeah, they're both strong guards. You know, if you're going to be a shorter guard, definitely need a little bit more strength.
What did you think of Jaden Hardy's performance last night?
I thought Jaden was great. I just got done watching film with him, actually. It's great to go back and to see a few areas where he could have been better. But we were thrilled with the way he played offensively. I think he had 4 turnovers in the first half and only 1 in the second half. So his ability to internalize the first half in a way that allowed him to cut back on the turnovers in the second half just speaks to his maturity and his growth in such a short period of time. Really impressed with his effort defensively. He plays so hard, and the Mavericks obviously value defense a lot, and he values it. I believe he values it as a team. So he's a perfect fit. I think the most impressive thing about him is what a good teammate he is. He was really excited to get this win last night, and that really affects it in a positive way.
Do you think for him, especially, there's probably going to be moments where he's going to be up and down all year specifically? How do you help him as far as his development as a player? Just let him know, hey, you know, we're doing this tonight, but then, you know, he's going to be working with you tonight, but tomorrow he might be working with Jason Kidd. Yeah. Like, how do you balance that?
I think the first layer to that is clear and honest communication with myself and the Mavericks coaching staff, creating a clear plan in place and having an open line of communication for how we need to coach Jaden and the things that he needs to get better at. There's never been more alignment and synergy between the Mavs and the Legends in regards to player development. So I think that's the first layer of it. At that, I just need to implement that in every way, shape, and form while he's with us. Okay, back then, as he moves back and forth, that's how you reach this position as a line of communication.
Yeah. Obviously, as you know, the goal is to win, and you obviously want to win the championship for the league. But has it always been kind of like a goal for you to have like a Jordan Poole type of moment, just where you've got a guy on the G League, and then like a year later he's winning an NBA championship?
I think that's really the goal of this league. I think the wins kind of take care of themselves at the end of the day, as long as you sort of do your best to build winning habits, create a good environment every day that's conducive to players get better. You'll win games. And first and foremost, obviously, you don't want to keep your players. You want them to find bigger and better things. The best example of that is we coached campaign my first year, 2019, 2020. And that was cut short because of COVID. He ended up getting an opportunity with the Suns in the bubble. The next year, he's playing in the finals. And that was very cool to see. Very proud of him. He was a guy that came in, did the right things, just like Jaden's doing. Just wants to play the right way, and he wants to win. And those guys like that impact winning even at the highest level.
Do you still talk to Cam?
Yeah, I keep in touch with Cam. Cool. I saw him during the playoffs last year.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I saw him. I was traveling with the Mavericks. I was lucky enough to do that the playoffs. So I saw him in Phoenix. Saw him in Dallas a couple times, obviously. So yeah, we chopped it up and caught up. It had been a while, but yeah, we like to keep in touch. We'll just posting from social media, and I'm really happy for Cam. Great dude.
When you get that chance to pull a guy into your office to say, Jaden, you're going up, do you get those vibes like a AAA coach would, or just when you're getting called up to the big leagues? You still get those vibes, or it's a little different for basketball though, right?
No, it's just happy for those guys. Like, means that when I've seen guys get called up, they got called up for the right reasons.
Right.
You know, it's because they put in the work every day. And I always tell guys, like, don't think about the call. Don't worry about the call. Don't worry about when you're going up next to Mavs or when you're up back. Just worry about where you're at right now. As long as you take that present mentality, that approach every single day. The rest of the results will just kind of take care of themselves.
And we'll get you out. So you mentioned earlier about synergy between you and the Maverick. From year one, this is year 3 for you.
Yeah.
What do you think has been like the biggest change as far as communication and then direction up both squads?
Yeah, I think the open line of communication, my involvement with the Mavericks now with the new regime, I'm more active and involved in the team than I've ever been. Which
Really?
is great. Yeah.
Okay.
The outlook on player development and the plan and the system in place is a little bit different. It's a little bit more involved and detailed, and flows in between both organizations. We're both the same thing. It's great. They've created a lot of clarity in what we're trying to do. Interesting. When you have good people in the building and you have clear roles and responsibilities, clarity and direction, you can do some great things, and that's what we got going on.
Do you have any input at all when the Mavericks are having discussions about maybe drafting a guy or maybe signing him while, he wasn't drafted at all?
I personally am not as involved in those conversations. That they got a lot of front office guys there and scout watch these guys and know them throughout the season. I'm brought in during summer league, obviously to coach, and I'll give my input on some of the draft guys that come in for draft workouts that might be G League guys, and that's a great thing. They do value my opinion, I think, and they do involve me when it comes to building out the G League roster.
One final thing, Coach, we'll get you out of here.
Yeah.
If Luka ever has to go to a rehab assignment, are you telling kid to bring him down to Frisco for a game?
Hey, we're here if they need it. Whatever they want from us, we're going to supplement everybody's development, even the best players in the world.